All right, we're going to get underway. As I mentioned, I'm Dan Rogers. I'm the Executive Director for the Kelowna Chamber of Commerce. I do want to begin today's ceremony, announcement and recognition ceremony for our top 40 under 40, presented by BDO, by acknowledging that for the most part, not knowing exactly where each of you are, we are gathered generally on the traditional unceded territory of the Syilx Okanagan people. We thank them for their rich heritage. I want to thank all of you for joining us online for our BDO Top 2020 Top 40 over 40, recognizing all the honorees. Some have sent their regrets, unfortunately, not able to join us, but we will be recognizing them as we move through our proceedings today. To kick things off, I'm going to turn things over to our president, Jeff Robinson, to provide a few comments on behalf of the Chamber. Jeff.
Thank you, Dan. As our terrific honorees were named each week throughout this spring and the early summer, I was impressed by each one of their contributions to business, to our community, and to their families. It's a very balanced and well-rounded group, and collectively, they give us great confidence in Kelowna's future, because their strengths will build the next generation of success in Kelowna. Right now, I want to specifically acknowledge and thank BDO for its continued support of this program. BDO has been our title sponsor since 2014, and it has a true passion to recognize our current and future leaders. And it is really contagious, and it should be celebrated and is celebrated by our chamber and our many members. We are also very fortunate today to have media support for this program. And so I'd like to thank our media sponsors, the Kelowna Capital News, AM 1150 and Bell Media, and specifically Phil Johnson, and of course, Okanagan Edge and Castanet. Thank you all for your contribution to this program.
Thanks very much, Jeff. As mentioned, our honorees come from all aspects of the community, and in acknowledging the corporate partners, also want to acknowledge the generous support of this program from our volunteer judges. Thank you so much for the work you've done. It was a difficult task to go through all the nominations we received. And I do want to acknowledge Kirk Penton of Okanagan Edge, Jennifer Grant from Jennifer Grant International, Vicki Newman, Senior Manager with BDO, and Dr. Eric Lee, Assistant Professor Marketing at UBC Okanagan. As we move through the proceedings, I want to bring in our title sponsor. They've been longtime supporters of this program. It's a pleasure for us to welcome today from BDO, Mr. Ken Carmichael. Ken, over to you.
Thanks, Dan, and everyone. And thanks for the kind words. You know, my name's Ken Carmichael. I'm a partner with BDO Canada, I'm also the Western Canada Assurance and Accounting Leader. And I guess another title I can throw on is past president of the Kelowna Chamber. So we're happy to, you know, continue supporting this event. It's a fun one, and it's an important one to sort of celebrate all the good things that are happening. I do want to maybe, you know, the thanks coming my way, I'd like to push some of that back on the Chamber as well, and give some thanks to everyone there, the staff and the volunteers, putting together, plowing through a program or an event like this over the course of the year takes a lot of effort and focus. And, you know, if we were in a room, I'd raise a toast or have an applause or something like that. But, you know, I'm sure everyone on the call here sort of shares a big thank you out to the Chamber. So I think for me, I'm a Kelowna born and raised person. So, you know, I know, and I think all of us know here, the Kelowna and the Central Okanagan's truly an amazing place to live. And events like today, people like you guys who are all contributing to make our area a better place to live is critical, and maybe never so important as a year like today or a year like 2020, so we can all pull together. So we've been proud to be a leading sponsor since the inception of this event. And you know what? We wish all of you huge congratulations and thanks for everything you do. And I also am well aware that nobody's on the line to listen to me. So I'll just, the final congratulations to all of you and thanks for everything you do. And I'll pass it back to Dan to continue on with everything. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Ken, for your continued support and the work of BDO in helping us through this program. I want to acknowledge those that have joined us as attendees, and some are coming in a little bit late. Just to know, we will have some gifts to give away. We have a $100 gift card. We will give one away to one lucky member of the panelists, who the recipients that have joined us, and one to the attendees. We got about a dozen or so we expect as the attendees. We will make that announcement of those $100 Visa gift cards towards the end of our program. I did want to also thank all of you. We're going to move through this in as orderly fashion as possible. We have a number of questions that we'll ask people that we gave them a heads up in advance. When we get there, we want to keep this as fairly productive. We want to pick your brains a little bit. If you want to add something or respond to a question that I raise, if you've already been recognized, please jump in and share it with a group. We are, one of the things that we do is we allow connections to be made in the community, and the reason that leverage that connections to build our overall capacity as a community, help each other. So as you go through, make sure you identify who some of your fellow honorees are. I would encourage you to reach out. We will try to create some platforms. We've had some discussion as well with BDO, taking this to the program to the next step, which would be requesting your commitment potentially to be a mentor, to help others, to raise the awareness of what you're doing to help them along the way. And I know many of you are already doing that. In fact, have establishing your own networking group. So that's great. Congratulations for that work. All right, we are welcome again to everyone, and we're going to begin. And let me apologize in advance if I am slightly off. Never am I that far off, but sometimes I'm slightly off on the pronouncer, so I'm going to apologize in advance if I am slightly off. I'm going to begin our honorees in our class of 2020 by acknowledging Amal Al-Huwaishil. Amal started I'm All Courage, a social enterprise to support and empower people of all identities and genders. As a diversity and inclusion and inspirational speaker and coach, a portion of her income gets contributed to support gender equality and inclusion advocacy groups and not-for-profits. Amal is also a yoga teacher and was elected as Vice President of External Affairs of the UBC Okanagan Student Union, and then the first female president. So congratulations on that count. Amal is currently the Director of External Events for a Junior Chamber International Kelowna, otherwise known as JCI. Our second recipient is Alex Boland. Alex is a lawyer with Connect Family Law. He currently sits on the board of the Okanagan Collaborative Family Law Group, a community of professionals in a variety of professions, including lawyers, financial planners, and counselors who work toward making separation and divorce as collaborative and stress-free as possible. Alex spends approximately 50 hours a year doing pro bono work, largely representing people who are about to lose their children or people who are desperately in need of a lawyer but don't qualify for legal aid. Congratulations, Alex. Our third recipient is MELANIE BREITKREUTZ. MELANIE leads more than 1,000 participants worldwide in daily fitness with her company hitit.ca. MELANIE's goal is to be a positive leader who can encourage women to enjoy fitness and be self-motivated to stay strong all the way through life, not just with flash diets or one-year gym memberships. Over the years, MELANIE has volunteered with the Teen Youth Program at Trinity. MELANIE also volunteers within Kelowna schools, leading fitness and nutrition classes at the elementary, junior high, and high school levels. Congratulations to MELANIE. Our next recipient, the fourth recipient, is Kayla Karuana. Kayla was raised in the Okanagan and co-runs an award-winning financial planning practice with her mother, where she personally won 6 awards in her first 2 years of business. Kayla holds a bachelor's degree in business, specializing in finance, is a certified financial planner, and at the time she wrote the exam, she was the youngest CFP at IG Wealth Management in the country. Kayla gives back to the community through her advocacy work with the Financial Advisors Association of Canada, as well as her work with the Lake Country Rotary, where she is the 2021 president-elect. And this is where one of several occasions where I'm going to take a break and try to put the spotlight on Kayla, who we gave a heads up, and hopefully, Kayla, you've turned your mic on. Kayla, you there? Can we hear you, Kayla? Is anybody else hearing Kayla?
Can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you. We can hear you now.
Cool. Perfect.
All right, Kayla, if you could, the question we have for you, what has been your biggest factor in helping you achieve success thus far in your career?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say probably having great mentors, not only in our industry, but also in the community. It's, you know, finding people who you look up to and finding people who give you great support and encouragement, and surrounding yourself with other like-minded individuals, I would say, is probably my biggest contributor of success, because I feel like it does take a team to become successful, no matter which industry you're from. So that's what I would say is probably my biggest contributing factor.
In your mind, what's been more valuable for you, education or experience? Or is it
education, yeah. I mean, in my industry, the average age of an advisor is, you know, 55 to 60. So education was a huge component for me, just to showcase what, you know, to my clients, not only to my clients, but to our industry, that, you know, young people can be trusted because unfortunately there's a preconceived notion in our industry of you know, younger people not having as much, you know, education these days. So for me, that was a huge contributing factor. For me, I needed to have the education, and I needed to go and get the credentials in order to showcase what I not only know that I know, but everyone else can now see it too, which is very important to me. It's also important to my clients because, you know, in our industry, there's no sort of title protection around the title financial planner. And so it's important to me that I have the proper credentials to showcase to clients that I'm educated in the field. So.
Excellent. Kayla, congratulations again. And
Thanks.
This is where you get a little plug. So one of the things I like great about being in Kelowna and the Central Okanagan, we don't actually have to put backgrounds because, well, many of us have beautiful backgrounds. Ken, I'm sorry, you have a parking lot in your background. Whereabouts are you located? Where's the business? And
Oh, we're located in Landmark 6. So I'm sure there's tons of us who are located in the Landmark district. But I'm located in Landmark 6. It looks like I have a lovely view of Landmark 2. And I also have a lovely view of the Landmark 6 parkade. So I'm doing really great. It's not as nice of a view as people above me, but yeah. So we're in the Landmark district.
excellent. And if people want to connect with you, Kayla, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
Oh, the easiest way is to probably find me on social media or LinkedIn. If you just search my name, that's kind of the easiest way to find me and to connect with me. But congratulations to everyone. I'm very excited to be a part of this group. There's some heavy hitters, so I'm excited.
Thanks, Kayla. And thanks for responding to the questions and putting you
No
on
problem.
the spot there. Thanks very much. We're going to continue with the next set, and I'm going to move along. It was good. Kayla, you gave me a bit of break and a chance to grab a glass of water a little bit as I work through the names. So you are going to listen to me a fair bit today. I apologize for some of that. Asatu Kolibale, I believe, and I might bring you up, Satu. She was born in Mali and currently works with Accent Inns, where she manages multiple projects across the organization, working closely with the senior executive team to ensure their goals are exceeded. Upon moving to Kelowna, Asatu noticed that she didn't get to see much of people of color at professional networking events, even though she knew that the Okanagan has a diverse business community. So she started her own not-for-profit to create an inclusive space for professionals in the community and provide a platform for people of color. Asatu, are you there? Can you have your mic open?
Yeah, I'm here.
This is where I go off script because I like to keep my staff. So can you give me a little bit background of the nonprofit that you started up and how many people are involved in it?
Yeah, so right now we're switching into being a social enterprise actually, because it just makes a lot more sense in being that. We currently have 2 chapters and are working on opening a 3rd one, which I'm really, really excited about because I legit started this like right as the year began. So I had no idea it was going to take off so fast. And now sort of spanning across 3 chapters has been really, really interesting because there's a lot of interest in there and a lot of our community wants to come together and they want to have discussions that are uncomfortable, and I'm not afraid to have an uncomfortable conversation. So if me and my amazing team that are just, honestly, we're loud and very proud and are not shy at all, if we can sort of help bridge that gap and have that conversation, that's what we want to do. And we want to also do it in a way that honors not only the cultures and the people of color that we're talking about, but it also gives our allies a chance to ask the questions, and what you don't know, you don't know. So we're always open to having those conversations. So yeah.
Excellent. And Coulibaly is the, how do you pronounce it? Coulibaly?
Coulibaly. It's a French
Oh.
last name, but
Okay.
I'm Malian, so my parents thought they were cool when they chose that name. It was not, because this confuses everybody.
Nice ring to it. Excellent. Thanks very much and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, and we're gonna carry on with our next recipient. Things get a little easier for me. It's Jeff. Jeff Cox is with Capri CMW and has been since 2010, where he specialized in employee benefits and group retirement savings. After experiencing firsthand the demand for innovation in the insurance sector, Jeff opened the doors of Simply Benefits as CEO in mid-2018. He's a weekly contributor to the Friday Morning Roundtable on AM 1150 with, of course, host Phil Johnson. He's also joined with Pastor Tim Schroeder and business owner Rick Madison, discussing local, provincial, municipal, and sometimes even international topics like U.S. elections. Congratulations, Jeff, on being one of our top 40 under 40. Dr. Andrew DARGIE practices advanced medical aesthetics in both Kelowna and Vernon. Andrew also works as an emergency room physician at Penticton Regional Hospital, as well as South Okanagan General Hospital, where he is the department head of emergency medicine. Dr. DARGIE earned a full scholarship at Stanford University and obtained a Bachelor of Science in Biology and received his medical degree from the University of Calgary. Congratulations, Andrew, on being recognized among the top 40 under 40. Our next honoree is Ross Derrick. After working at several notable restaurants in the Okanagan Valley, Ross moved on to open his own small business, The Table Cafe, and the Broken Anchor Food Truck, and holds the position of General Manager, Codfather's Seafood. A big focus for Ross has been promoting mental health awareness. Ross has implemented Sauce for a Cause in his restaurant, and during the opening day of his food truck, they donated 100% of the proceeds to the Foundry here in Kelowna. Ross has earned his professional culinary arts diploma with enriched cook apprenticeship. Congratulations to Ross. MANIK DEAR. MANIK is managing the director of Epitome Holdings Incorporated, where he's responsible for purchase and sale of assets, property management, and delivery for properties throughout BC. In his latest venture, he co-founded Rentilio, a cloud-based property management application addressing pain points in key areas of the landlord-tenant relationship. Passionate about making a difference in our community, He donates his time by volunteering on the board of directors for Rotary Center for the Arts, as well as an ad hoc member on the finance committee for the KGH Foundation. Congratulations, MANIK. Our next recipient is Danica Dolman. After previously working in an environment where she could live out her passion of bringing equality and accessibility to the community, Danica started as an agent with World Financial Group in 2017. Here she found a new purpose and a new way to help families of the Okanagan, and that was through financial literacy and education. Danica graduated from the Human Service Worker Program, where she went on to complete her social work program at UBCO. In 2006, she was one of the youngest people to be awarded Key Person at Lifestyle Equity Society. Congratulations to Danica. Next up is Sarah Dow Fleisner. Sarah is currently an assistant professor in the School of Social Work at UBCO, where her research explores positive adaptation in the context of adversity and interplay of risk and protective factors. I'm almost tempted to get Sarah to expand on that, but time constrains us today. Sarah currently sits on the Canadian Underage Substance Use Prevention Local Advisory Group, and is also part of the UBCO Center for the Study of Services to Children and Families. Sarah holds a PhD in social work from Boston College. Congratulations, Sarah, as one of our recipients of our Top 40 Under 40 for 2020. The next recipient we wanted to introduce you to is Nicholas Fain. Nicholas joined Get in the Loop, a mobile marketing technology startup in Kelowna, with a focus to grow the company across the country and build a better way for small and medium businesses to engage local consumers. Get in the Loop has been recognized as one of the fastest growing franchises in Canada, with over 50 locations sold in the first year of franchising. Having spent the last 2 years of completing his master's while working at a fast-moving startup, has forced Nicholas to prioritize his time and focus on things that he is passionate about. Nicholas has 2 young boys, no doubt part of his passions. 5 and 7 has been coaching their soccer teams through the Kelowna Youth Soccer Association. Congratulations, Nicholas. ALYSSA FARR is our next recipient. ALYSSA has an undergraduate degree in business management from the University of British Columbia, in which she was awarded the Millennium Excellence Award, given to only 100 Canadian students for academic achievement, innovation, leadership, community service. Over the last 2 years, ALYSSA has focused her career on coaching nonprofits and charities as an entrepreneur in residence with local social enterprise accelerator Purple. I want to congratulate, on behalf of the Chamber, ALYSSA FARR as a recipient of our Top 40 program. Our next honoree is Brant Fralick. Brant, prior to becoming an athletic performance coach, many of you may be aware, was internationally ranked sprinter and had represented Canada multiple times, competing in the European circuit as well as on the World or at the World Junior Championships. Brant began his athletic performance company, Nitro Velocity, in 2008, an interesting time to begin a new startup, and currently sponsors over 1,200 local youth athletes and teams annually, while working with over 3,000 different athletes. In 2014, Nitro Velocity expanded further and created another division called Prime Physiotherapy and Performance. Prime was awarded the Consumer's Choice Award as an exclusive group of companies recognized as one of the best in their field across this great country. Congratulations, Brant, on being recognized this year by BDO's Top 40 Under 40. Next up is Jillian Haller. In 2017, Jillian's now husband, Chad, and their best friends founded Kelowna Concierge, which is the Okanagan Valley's premier provider of local experiences, corporate event planning, and transportation services. Kelowna Concierge operates the official hotel airport shuttle, wine and beer tours, as well as destination management services. Jillian's next big project was set to be the event manager for the Memorial Cup, which was planned for May of 2020. We have our fingers crossed, Jillian, that when it returns back west, Kelowna will be the host city representing the Western Hockey League as the Memorial Cup hopefully will return to this great city. We want to thank you for all the work you did and the committee members on that. It was a lot of work to get right to the doorstep and then to have it canceled last moment. Jillian has a Bachelor of Business Administration degree from Okanagan College. Congratulations, Jillian. And at this point, I'm going to, hopefully, Jillian, are you with us? You going to bring your mic on?
Yeah, there we go. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. First, I got to ask the first question. How tough was it to hear the postponement or cancellation of the Memorial Cup after all the work?
Yeah, it was really devastating. I mean, a lot for myself, but for our team, we had hundreds of volunteers who had put hundreds of hours into, you know, planning the cup. And when we heard everything, you know, was kind of changing in March, it was very devastating. But I mean, the experience of getting this group together to plan for 2020, it was unreal. So something that we'll always remember for sure.
Well, thank you for the work you did. I quite often say we don't thank our volunteers enough, especially in this circumstance where there were so many volunteers working behind the scenes to bring this national event to us. So we should go out of our way and thank you. And I said to the chair when he was organizing, when you thank them, they'll come back when we do this all over again, hopefully, when the Memorial Cup returns and comes back west in its rotation. I have a question for you. What advice would you give those that are thinking about starting up their own business now that you've been through and have launched through Kelowna Concierge?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've been really spoiled at Kelowna Concierge with a ton of support from the community. So I think the biggest thing that we took away starting up about 3 years ago was just to use those resources and reach out to those who want to support and who can help out. There's a huge community here in Kelowna, specifically of entrepreneurs. So we've been really, really spoiled with all of the love and support from our family, friends, and from the tourism community as well.
Excellent. Thanks, Jill. I'm going to extend that same question to those that have now been introduced but may not have had a chance to me to grill them with a tough question. Anybody want to join that I've acknowledged thus far that might provide some advice as to others that are seeking to get into business? They want to share their thoughts? See, I thought I would just throw that out there. Who's eager to share?
I can share something. This
Excellent.
is Danica Dahlman. Yeah, so if you're just starting in business, I would say connect with as many people as you can in an event like this, for sure, and associate with those building what you want to build. Read a lot of books, get as much knowledge as you can, and be excited to fail forward. Celebrate every little win. And if you have a vision, be clear on that vision and be really clear on why you're doing this too, right? And I think if you have your energy in how to serve and make this world a better place, your plan will come together if you have an attitude of serving and bringing good to your community. Yeah, so I'm pretty new myself, but those are some things I've been doing over the past 3 years. And congratulations to all the honorees.
Thanks, Dana. I'm curious, Danica, if you don't mind, one extended question there. Do you manage your time so that you set time aside? You know, I'm going to make sure that I have time for reading and research. I have time for networking. Is it that? Are you that disciplined, or you?
Yes. So that was really the start of everything for me was the power morning, right? And so that's getting up at 4:30 in the morning, setting aside time to read your goals every day, read 10 pages of a good book every day, exercise, meditate on your vision, plan your day, and that really, when you start your day in that way, it does make a big difference, for sure.
Excellent. Thanks for jumping in. Danica, I might come back later on. We have a few more we're going to ask, and if others want to jump in as we move through and hopefully wrap up in the next 30 minutes, others can contribute as well. I've said when we did this event live, I always leave with a great buzz because I'm really inspired by what's going on. It brings back the thought that we have such hope in our future generation, and certainly counters what you watch on late night TV. If you're watching a presidential debate, maybe not have much hope, but I have great hope when I hear those that we have online today. So thanks very much for sharing. All right, we're going to continue on with the next bit. On our next recipient, I want to recognize and congratulate Sarah Howe. Sarah has a Bachelor of Arts majoring in English Literature from the University of Victoria. Sarah has been a contributor to the Daily Courier as a digital marketing columnist and a longstanding member of West Kelowna's Okanagan Business Excellence Networking Group. For the past 6 years, Sarah has worked as the project manager at Navigator Multimedia Incorporated. She is also the newest board member serving on the Bridge Youth and Family Services. Great to see many of you giving back to this great community. Congratulations to Sarah. The next recipient we want to recognize is Garrett Jones. Garrett is the Senior Commercial Account Manager at Valley First Commercial Banking. Garrett has been a member of influence on the OYP, that's Okanagan Young Professionals, for almost 2 years and officially joined the COEDC, and just so you know, Central Okanagan Economic Development Commission, their Connector program in 2019. The OYP inspired him to create a similar group within Valley First called Valley First Community Collective. Garrett's also the regional leader for BC Young Leaders. His group consists of 40+ members from various credit unions across the Okanagan. In 2018, he received the Top 10 Under 40 Award from Canadian Underwriter Magazine. Congratulations to Derek. Who are we to Garrett? And the next one, keep in touch with my presentation here, make sure my script, and we seem to be on track, which is good. Darren Couts is our next recipient. Darren made a partner with one of the oldest law firms in the Okanagan, FH&P Lawyers LLP. When not coaching sports and practicing law, Darren has completed the first level of competitive baseball coaching and his developmental hockey coaching certification. Darren supports Ducks Unlimited, sat on the board of directors Brain Trust, and is a director with Restorative Justice. Darren attributes some of his achievements to growing up on a ranch, which permitted him to grow as a person in many ways. Not only was he able to learn to ride horses and herd cattle, and if anybody's not herded cattle, you'll have a new appreciation for that animal if you try and herd cattle. So I would recommend somewhere along the line you find a friend and herd cattle. He also completed his Royal Conservatory piano up to grade 6. So he's a pianist as well and achieved his student's pilot's license in 1998. So congratulations to Darren. Our next recipient is Russ Latimer. Russ is now entering his 7th season as the general manager of Black Mountain Golf Club, where they were awarded the 2018 PGA of BC Golf Facility of the Year. And Russ is apparently, I don't know, I'll need to confirm this, was going to give free rounds of golf for all of us that have joined today. Russ might have to chime in on that. I'll follow that up and then later we'll let you know. He's also the co-commissioner of the Interior PGA Tour, which is a small professional golf tour for PGA of Canada professionals in the Thompson Okanagan. Golf is a huge part of the tourism industry, as many of us know, and Russ is proud to be part of it. He also has won 4 professional golf events and has placed well in many others. Congratulations to Russ, and congratulations to Black Mountain Golf Club for the tremendous reputation and the accolades you've received and the organization has received. I thought he was going to jump in.
I'm here if you want to.
Russ,
say anything? Yeah.
How are you?
Sorry, you didn't ask me any questions. I didn't want to just jump in on you.
No, that's okay. So about the free golf?
I can set you guys up with some deals if you got any golfers in this group. I see Nathan there. Hey, Nathan.
Quite talk about, you know, the business of golf and the golf that occurs and the business that can occur on there. What lessons have you learned that worthwhile sharing in business that you could pass on to others in order to achieve success as a team? Obviously, the organization there has achieved success. What's contributed to that in your mind?
Obviously, it's about building a good team. I got my good buddy Tyrell here. Say hi, Tyrell. Yeah, there you go.
Tyrell.
So we've got some awesome leaders in all of our departments. It's all about, pardon my language, but my motto is people are here to have fun. Let's not F it up. So it's all about people just having a good time. But at the same time, the customer is not always right. So you got to be stern with that. Yeah, this is just a golf course. We're here to have fun. There's not much to it other than that.
And how have you been faring through COVID-19 thus far?
Certainly a year to remember. You know, in March, late March, we weren't sure if we were going to bother opening the golf course at all. So since then, we opened up May 1st, and it's been our busiest year ever. Obviously, people are looking to get outside, do something with their time. Obviously, soccer and baseball and lots of other activities were canceled, and people are kind of taking up the game of golf. So we're extremely lucky with how things have turned out, and we're actually going to have a record-breaking year with number of rounds played. So kind of a crazy turnaround, and you know, lots of lessons learned this year. Think the game of golf will be different moving forward. But you know what, compared to what other industries are going through, we're extremely lucky.
Excellent. Russ, thanks for joining us today, and thanks for coming online to answer a couple questions, and congratulations again.
And yeah, let me know if you guys want to come golfing. We'll set you up.
Excellent. There's a few that might follow up, so thanks very much. All right, going to continue now with our next few recipients, acknowledging Justina Lee Stoltz. She's a realtor with Century 21 and has recently been nominated as a finalist for the Kelowna Women in Business Changemaker Award for outstanding impact and influence within our great community. Justina relishes the opportunity to give back to the community through her connector role with the Okanagan Young Professionals Connector Group and her volunteer hours with JCI. She also volunteers as a Kelowna Chamber Ambassador. She also sits on the festival's Kelowna board, the Kelowna Salsa Society, and OMREB committee as well. Justina's most notable contribution to the community to date is the curation of the 100 Awesome People project. And you can check that out easily online. Congratulations to Justina, one of our top 40 under 40 recipients for 2020. Next up is Chris Lewis. Chris has been working in the tourism and hospitality field for approximately 14 years, the last 7 of which have been with Tourism Kelowna as their Director of Visitor Experience. Chris has helped lead Tourism Kelowna to achieve the Sustainable Tourism Gold certification and a score of 70% on the Rick Hansen Accessibility Certification Program for the Kelowna Visitor Center. In 2016, Chris was recognized as one of the Destination International's 30 under 30. Chris is completing the Destinations International Certified Destination Management Executive Program, which is one of the highest education achievements available to destination organizations internationally. Chris, are you with us?
I am here, Dan.
So you have the background, the virtual background. Are you at the info center or are you at the...
I am, and this meeting room tends to become a little bit of a storage space sometimes, so this is much prettier to look at.
Excellent. That's what you usually get to see, right?
Yeah.
Question for you. When you look back at your career and development, education, experience, which has played a greater role in advancing your career in your mind?
That is a very tough question to answer. I think it depends on the industry you're in. For me, I would weight them fairly equally because in visitor experience, one of our main focuses is customer experience. It's very hard to get that through education. You can improve it, I think, but a lot of it is achieved through experience. So specifically to the visitor center and visitor experience, I would say experience is probably outweighing education a little bit, but as you just mentioned, I am going through an education opportunity right now that has been very, very valuable for me to grow as a leader on our team as well.
So I will acknowledge on this that Chris used to work in our building, and we miss you guys when you moved over there.
We miss you too.
The new digs. But it's interesting because just before coming on the air, I had a knock on the door with some people from Surrey who thought the info center was on Harvey, where our building is. I'm curious if you can and to share, what's it going to look like from your perspective from Tourism Kelowna? Are we going to see more, you know, travelers within BC in the fall than we would normally because the season's so high in the summer months? Do you expect in the hub that we're going to see more travel? As an example, these people that came in the door this morning from Surrey looking for where the info center was.
We're hoping so, certainly. Unfortunately, we don't have a crystal ball, and we can only hope. But so far, every corner we've come up to this year has been a surprise. So far, for past months, yes, domestic travel from others in British Columbia has increased. But we're still kind of waiting for some of the final numbers to roll in over the summer. And so far, September has been fairly strong, in some sectors more than others. But we are hopeful that that will continue into the fall and winter.
Yeah. Any advice you'd give to others as they're trying to advance their career? Something that you've learned and that's helped to accelerate your success?
Absolutely. Always be willing to try. And failure sometimes is, for me and many people, more valuable than successes, because the learnings that you get when you try something and you're successful, you obviously knew how to do that. Whereas you try and fail, you learn how to be successful the next time.
Excellent. Thanks, Chris, and congratulations.
Thank you for having me.
And we are going to move on with the next set of recipients to introduce you to, beginning with James Litley. James is a recipient of the Canadian Forces Decoration and served for 14 years before joining the Okanagan Basin Water Board, taking over management of the valley-wide control program for invasive milfoil. Much of what James has helped to accomplish has come by helping to develop strong relationships and partnerships. This was most apparent to him when, after several months of work, developing partnerships, meeting with various provincial staff and ministries, the Premier came out and announced improvements to the invasive mussel prevention program. Obviously recognizing the tremendous amount of work done, finally resulting in change. So congratulations to James. It was almost point for point the recommendations that the team had called for and being adopted by the province. So congratulations on that work, and congratulations, James, for being recognized among our top 40 under 40. Next up is DEANNA MACARTHUR. DEANNA holds a Master of Science degree in physiotherapy from McMaster University. In 2014, DEANNA and her colleague recognized a gap in the provision of physiotherapy services. Those who could not leave home and did not find or fit the criteria for public health services. Thus, Stride Mobile Physiotherapy was born and serves the entire Okanagan Valley. In her spare time, DEANNA spends many hours on stage and on working on theater projects, along with volunteering her time with Sing for Life, OYP, and the Okanagan Young Health Professionals. Congratulations, DEANNA, for being recognized as one of our honorees today. Do want to acknowledge Nathan McDermott. Nathan is an associate with Pyle Law. Although he continues to assist clients in multiple areas of the law, his main focus and passion remains on the construction side with construction litigation. In addition to his legal work, Nathan is a director on the board of two construction associations, the Southern Interior Construction Association and the BC Construction Association. Nathan believes his greatest achievement to date is receiving his law degree in his 30s, while being a husband and father of two young children. Indeed, a lot of ground that was covered. Congratulations to Nathan. And the other Nathan M. that's on with us today, Nathan Mattis. Nathan is the co-founder of Canada Flex Realty Group. He saw the need to introduce an innovative business model allows clients and consumers to be in the driver's seat and have flexible solutions when it comes to selling and buying homes. Since 2013, Nathan has clocked over 2,000 volunteer hours within the community. He was recognized for his tireless efforts in 2016 when he was named the City of Kelowna's Fred Macklin Memorial Award Man of the Year. In 2017, Nathan was nominated and won the Kelowna Capital News Award for Volunteer of the Year, and this year he's among our honorees in the top 40 under 40 program. Congratulations to Nathan. Our next recipient that we wish to recognize is Dr. Harmony Meir. Dr. Harmony Meir is the creator and founder of Harmony Chiropractic and Wellness Clinic, where she is devoted to creating a lifestyle of wellness through chiropractic care. Harmony holds her Doctor of Chiropractic degree and her bachelor's and master's degree in music performance. Dr. Meir is also always looking to help others in the community and where she can outside our community as well. She provides various pro bono talks to educate health and wellness in areas such as ergonomic talks at the hospital, to students on proper backpack safety, and to new moms and dads about pregnancy. She has completed 6 mission trips where she volunteered her time and skill in second and third world countries around the world to help those less fortunate. Congratulations, well deserved, to Dr. Harmony Meir. Our next recipient we'd like to introduce you to is Stephen Morris. Stephen is a general solicitor lawyer with Farris LLP. He considers himself a leader as an advocate for an inclusive and diverse Central Okanagan and for mental health and work-life balance. He feels he provides leadership in the community through encouraging active, healthy lifestyles as leader of November Project Kelowna, as a Lululemon ambassador, and a leading local free and inclusive run crew. In 2019, Stephen was nominated and selected by the City of Kelowna as a Fred Macklin Memorial Award Man of the Year finalist. Congratulations to Stephen this year on being recognized among our top 40 under 40. Next up is Brandon Panopoulos. Brandon co-founded TKI Construction in 2010. Over the years, TKI has had the privilege of working on projects for nonprofit organizations such as the Child Advocacy Center and the Central Okanagan Food Bank, forming relationships that move beyond client-contractor by connecting with the vision and passion these organizations bring to the community. Brandon has received the following recognition for his leadership and contribution to the construction industry: BC Construction Association Construction Leadership Award in 2019, and the Southern Interior Construction Association Industry Awards of Excellence Member of the Year in 2019 as well. Congratulations to Brandon and to TKI. Our next recipient we want to acknowledge as we get towards the end here is Fiona Patterson. Fiona has her Master's of Arts degree in Counseling Psychology and is currently pursuing her Doctor of Psychology. Fiona owns a private practice and has established her expertise in the field of trauma. Fiona shares her volunteer time with the Rotary Club, has acted as a consultant and philanthropist for Mamas, MOGA, and the KGH Foundation, and periodically has written a column for Castanet. From time to time, she will offer pro bono workshops on a specific nature to local organizations. Congratulations, Fiona. Next up is Esther Pike. Esther is currently the Resource Development Coordinator with the Kelowna Women's Shelter. Esther's passion for volunteering and nonprofit work began after her family was personally helped by the volunteers of the local Red Cross after their apartment building caught on fire in 2013. Currently, her volunteer time is predominantly usurped through board work, as she is a member, is the membership director of JCI Kelowna, and on the executive committee of the Association of Fundraising Professionals in the Okanagan. Congratulations to Esther. Next up is Adam RELVAS. Adam is a certified Red Seal chef and the owner of RELVAS Catering and the Sandwich Company by RELVAS Catering. For 9 years, Adam has headed up the kitchen for the Christmas Day dinner at Parkinson Rec Center, hosted by Victory Life. Every year, he coordinates 40+ community volunteers to execute serving 400+ hungry guests. RELVAS Catering was voted as one of the top 3 caterers in the Central Okanagan in the Okanagan Life magazine Best Restaurant Edition in 2017. Most recently, Adam was voted Chef of the Year for 2018 by the Okanagan Chefs Association. This is the downside of a virtual. If we were in person, we could have put the pressure on Adam to show us his product. Perhaps next year, Adam will bring it back. And congratulations for being recognized this year among our top 40. Next up is Tyler Robson. Tyler has been pursuing his passion for the cannabis industry for the last decade with a focus on research and development, proprietary extraction, processing, and life sciences. Tyler's forward-thinking mentality took Valens, which was originally going to be a cultivation facility in 2013, to an extraction-focused operation by 2017. While there are strict regulations on what Valens can do as an organization in terms of community outreach, Tyler continues to donate to local charities on the personal side. He was recently honored as the top 50 most influential Canna chef or chief of 2019. I found it fascinating that we're in that age where all of that makes a lot of sense. So congratulations, Tyler. We've come a long way since legalization. Next up, someone we want to recognize, Dustin Service. In 2014, Dustin founded Service Wealth Management, which has since won numerous awards for client service and, most importantly, having a history of successfully helping their clients hit their goals. His current volunteer efforts are around teaching finance to people who are interested but may not have $1 million to invest. Dustin has a civil engineering diploma and currently holds 3 of the highest respected credentials in the financial advice industry: CFP, Certified Financial Planner, CLU, Chartered Life Underwriter, and CIM, Chartered Investment Manager. Lots under his belt. Congratulations to Dustin and Service Wealth Management. Next up is Kate Snowsell. Kate is an associate at Doak Sheriff Lawyers LLP. When she's not delivering seminars, Kate enjoys her position on her firm's in-house marketing committee and has been a member of the board of directors for the Kelowna Estate Planning Society since 2017. Kate is a past member of the board of directors for the MS Society of Canada, Okanagan Chapter, and has been involved with the nonprofit organization Mamas for Mamas since it was a small grassroots organization back in 2014. Congratulations, a tip of the hat to Kate and Doak Sheriff Lawyers LLP. Next up is Chris Stevens. Chris is the founder of Twirling Umbrellas, a digital marketing agency here in Kelowna. Chris also teaches for the Center for Arts and Technology, participates in UBC's Capstone program, and has presented at Okanagan College as well. Twirling Umbrellas is involved in the community in a number of ways, having sponsored local nonprofit organizations and run events for the United Way, Creative Okanagan, Heart and Stroke Foundation, Arts Co., Cups for Kids, Brain Trust, and Elevation Outdoors. In 2018, Twirling Umbrellas was chosen as the top 5 marketer and are up for the 2020's Best Company in the Small Business BC Awards program. Congratulations to Chris. Brian Stevenson is an associate and director of business development with Pusher Mitchell LLP. Brian's been a member of the Chamber of Commerce Ambassador Program, leading that in many ways for a number of years. Currently sits as the chair of the group. He's also the vice president of Downtown Kelowna Association, having begun advocating for downtown issues since 2017. He's also involved with the Okanagan Young Professionals as a member of influence, supporting initiatives to attract and retain young professional talent to the region since 2015. And Brian, you are on with us.
Hey, Dan.
Mike. Hello, Brian. And did I mention nice tie?
Thank you.
You're looking sharp. So my question to you is, what's been, advice, what would you give to someone that may be getting frustrated, they don't think they're getting ahead as quickly as they want to in pursuing their career? Any thoughts of what you've learned along the way? being patient, etc., or seeking guidance? Any advice you'd give to someone that's
Yeah,
moving up?
yeah, both those. I think identifying it as a marathon and not a sprint is an important part of things. That element of patience is important, but and like was previously mentioned by Kayla, I think mentorship is pretty important. Identifying people who you can learn a lot from, especially early on in your career. There's a lot of great leaders in this town too, and in addition to people in this ceremony, I guess if we want to call that, as well as all the people who were identified last year in the top 40 over 40. So we're pretty spoiled for choice on that side of things. But I think the biggest thing when you're starting your career is just kind of identifying what works well for you. And that's the stuff that you're going to actually keep being consistent with, whether that's people who like going out and networking with a lot of people. I tend to enjoy that on my side of things versus other people who are a little bit more introverted and may want to do their relationship building in a bit of a different way. So you just got to find what works well for you and then stick to that.
So I have one more question I'll ask you, but open it up to others in case the ones that we've introduced thus far, we still have a few more to go. Volunteering, it's certainly a common theme, and I think as an organization, we rely on volunteers here at the Chamber as well, and I don't think we thank them nearly enough, and I'll thank those that are again. What do you get something out of volunteering, or is it just giving back, or is it a bit of both?
Well, the giving back part's a big part of it. I mean, we're very lucky to be in the community we're in. So if we're not kind of putting some effort into maintaining that and helping it thrive, then it's a little bit of a selfish endeavor. But to be frank, yeah, there's stuff I get out of it. I mean, even the involvement with the Chamber as an example, there's a lot of people I've met just by getting to be a part of that group. So, and Chris, and well, a lot of different people on this call I've met through those different types of volunteering opportunities, and which I may not have otherwise come across of. So yeah, there's definitely the two-part of it. It's giving back, and then you do definitely get something out of it.
I wonder if anybody's on the call, and I note on going through this that many of you have volunteered and continue to volunteer in a number of different ways. Has it helped to advance your career by volunteering, maybe get to experience? And would that be advice you'd give to others? I'm curious. Anybody?
I would say absolutely. I don't think I would have the role I do without having the volunteer experience that I had going through university and high school. Tourism Kelowna, we have almost 70 volunteers as well, and could not at all do what we do without them. So I think volunteering gives you just as much and sometimes more than you feel you're able to give back.
Great. Thanks for adding that. Yeah, I was giving some advice to someone the other day, someone younger that wasn't quite sure what career path they wanted. I said, go play, go volunteer somewhere and find out if it's a great way to get some experience under the ground to see whether they like it. So thanks to all of you, and thanks Chris for jumping in as well to provide some emphasis around the value, I think, on both sides for the organization, for the community, but also the individuals that do volunteers. Thanks for that. All right, we're going to move into our last little phase here of recognition as we move through. And thanks again, Brian, and acknowledging you are among our recipients. I want to move on to our final few. Nav Takar is a previous Miss Kelowna, Lady of the Lake, and British Columbia Ambassador. Nav has had the opportunity to truly immerse herself in the community service and learn from people from all walks of life. Nav's parents began the family business of Evergreen Building Maintenance over 30 years ago. Evergreen operates in various municipalities throughout BC and Alberta, and Nav is proud to be furthering their vision as an accounts manager and oversees the client relations within the company. Congratulations on a family business and being recognized among our top 40 under 40 to Nav. Next up is Randy Therian. Randy is the CEO and president of Candel Group. Candel Custom Homes is known throughout the Okanagan for its superior quality homes and developments, along with innovative design and efficient use of space. Since moving to Kelowna, Randy has developed Candel Custom Homes into a group of companies that can tackle almost any project. When not on the job site or in an office meeting, you can find Randy coaching his son's hockey team on the golf course, hopefully periodically on Black Mountain, traveling with his family, or cheering on his little ones at their various activities. Congratulations, Randy, among our top 40 under 40 for 2020. Next up is Tina Walzak. Tina is the Chief Brand Officer and partner at Highlight Creative Group Incorporated, and is her happiest when she is creating innovative and detailed work that breaks the mold. Tina was a TEDx Kelowna Woman Speaker for 2018, as you can see in the photo. She's also the founder of Creative Career Formula. She volunteers her time with Opera Kelowna and Kelowna Women in Business. A big congratulations to Tina on her recognition this year. Next up is Danielle Walker. Danielle is an entrepreneur who is passionate about business, education, and leadership. She's actively involved in the community and is honored to be able to use her knowledge and experience to make an impact. She is the co-founder of various initiatives, Amplify Ringette, Kelowna Community Helpers, and the Nourish Families Initiative. Danielle also volunteers as the project manager for Enactus Okanagan College's Can Save program. And that brings us to the conclusion of my going on and on, but it was important we take a moment to recognize all those that were the official recipients. At this stage, Jeff, are you still with us? Gonna bring in Jeff, our president.
Sorry, your president was speaking on mute there.
No problem.
My Zoom connection has been dropping in and out, but I think I'm on a good stretch right now. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. Thanks everyone who's still tuned in. The first time I went to this ceremony, is probably the right word, several years ago at Cedar Creek Winery, and this is nothing like that. And I apologize that we can't have you together at an appropriate venue, giving you an appropriately classy beverage and great food and good company. And I hope you all find time in the coming year when we get back to normal to seek each other out and congratulate each other in person. This is a big deal. Kelowna is not a small town anymore. You are the top 40 under 40. And it's going to be very important for us to recognize who we are and to stay together as we move forward through the recovery session. My task now is to offer thanks to some others in our community who have done some very important work in these past few months. We have hundreds of healthcare workers and first responders who responded quickly and willingly to the unprecedented challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. And for these people, their efforts required tremendous personal sacrifices, changes to daily routines, canceled vacations, skipped homemade meals, and perhaps most sacrificial, less time with family and loved ones. And so while many of us were able to stay home and healthy, we have to thank our frontline workers for confronting new risks from this virus in their work, all in order to keep us and our community safe. So I would like to take this opportunity to express some gratitude to all our frontline workers, both under and over 40. As you can tell, I'm changing pages, sorry about that. And let them know how much their sacrifice means to us. I also want to thank Dr. Eric Lee, a past honoree and top 40 judge, for allowing me now an opportunity to recognize certain specific individuals as part of our program today. And so the first we'll recognize is Jorge Angel Mira. Jorge is the manager of medical device reprocessing, operating room equipment, and supplies at Kelowna General Hospital. Jorge enjoys knowing the work he and his team do has a direct impact on people's lives. He completed his BA at UBC Vancouver in 2011 and his MA at UBC Okanagan in 2013. Throughout his life, Jorge has been incredibly focused on sport, particularly soccer. He's played for Canada youth soccer teams, the USL Whitecaps men's team, and has participated in El Salvador team camps. The next individual I would like to recognize is Amy, also known as Amanda Dixon. Amanda has been a pillar of the Kelowna General Hospital family since 2006. Part of the first graduating class from UBC Okanagan's Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Amy moved quickly into a role with KGH shortly following graduation. She is now a registered nurse and is the patient care coordinator of the geriatric medical unit at KGH. Amy believes that nursing is one of the most inspiring career paths one can take, filled with people who, despite their disease, injury, or condition, are able to stay strong and fight disease regardless of circumstances. Being a nurse is always a challenging yet rewarding career, and Amanda is always learning new skills that have transformed her both work and personal life. Next is Dr. Anthony Kwan. For the past 16 years, Dr. Anthony Kwan has been an emergency physician at Kelowna General Hospital. Following his university education at the University of Guelph, he attended medical school at the University of Toronto. After this, he was on to Queen's University, where he completed his residency in emergency medicine. Outside of work, Dr. Kwan enjoys skiing, mountain biking, and cooking. Particularly, he enjoys exploring Crawford, Gillard, and Smith Creek on his mountain bike, and skiing locally with his family at Big White and backcountry skiing in the Selkirks. Our next honoree is Jackie Marsh. Housekeeping Services Manager Jackie Marsh started her career with Interior Health 23 years ago at Kelowna General Hospital. Jackie manages a team of 285 staff, including housekeepers, material porters, a coordinator, and multiple supervisors.
Sure. Well, it appears Jeff may have frozen up. Giving him an appropriate amount of time to get his Wi-Fi connected. Jeff, I'll jump in just to finish off to acknowledge that Jackie's team is dedicated to ensuring that patient safety is always kept at the forefront and dedicated to patient safety. They couldn't be more prouder, and certainly we're proud of Jackie and the other nominees and those that we've recognized in the special category of our caregivers. And hopefully Jeff comes back online here momentarily as we approach the end of our session today. It's the formal portion. We just had you frozen there just a little bit, Jeff. So I just took the last little bit. Any closing remarks just before we wrap things up and give away our great prizes? Okay, Cash? And he froze again. Well, let me say that on behalf of the Kelowna Chamber, thanks everyone for joining us, for your patience as we move this through.
No, thank you again for your patience. I know it's an awkward thing to do. Sorry, Dan, did that at all come through? I'm sorry, my connection is unstable, I'm told.
You were brilliant.
Now I know you're not telling me the truth.
Now you're on. Carry on.
No, I was just saying that thank you for your patience, everyone. I mean, these events are important. We're doing our best to carry on. And I just look forward to a time when we can get together in person. And so keep up the good work till then.
Awesome. And we do look forward, as I mentioned sometime during the session this afternoon, the quid pro quo is we don't mind recognizing you. We're pleased to work with BDO, showcase you, acknowledge you, but the response we ask is please ensure that you reach out to others. We can grow exponential in this community because of building on the foundation that all of you provide and the success you've already achieved. It means so much to all of us that are getting a little later in life that there is so much to be hopeful for because of the passion and the dedication that we see around the room. So Ken, I want to just conclude by thanking BDO. I'm not sure if you have any final words before I announce our winners.
No, just great to hear from everyone and congrats and excited to hear. Maybe I won.
No, you didn't. Sorry. So the winners, we have two. Asatu, are you still on?
Yeah, I'm still here.
We have a $100 gift card for you. So congratulations, you're one of our winners and one of our attendees. So thanks to the dozen or so attendees. Yes, we got the virtual, or you can use your emojis or whatever here, but congratulations for that. Congratulations to all of you. And the winner is Rick Andre among the attendees. So Rick will track you down. You can give the chamber a call and we'll get that gift certificate to you. I want to thank all of you for joining us and giving us a little bit extra of your time. We tried to get it within 60 minutes. We went a little bit longer. My apologies for that. I want to thank all our partners and congratulate all of you again and wish you well as you develop your careers and give so much back to this great community.